be a sponge, and then bring the juice.
By focusing on your improvement, by focusing on your progress, and eliminating any fixed mindset that you may have and acts of perfectionism, then you encourage your own mastery.
On some level, we do what we want to do 24 hours a day. Now, sometimes it may not seem like that, but if I'm choosing to work instead of sleep, what I'm actually saying is keeping my job is more important than sleeping.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of getting beat. What can I do to get over this hump? So mentally, that's when I kind of put that forefront, like, hey, it's either all or nothing.
I like to put failure in quotations because I don't believe that failure is true failure if you're looking at it with the right mindset.
The truth is, the journey to greatness is hard. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes focus, and every day you have to decide what you value, what you want to pursue, and what you want to achieve. And if you dig deep enough, if you push hard enough, we all have what it takes to be great. Welcome to the Edge of Greatness.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose. It is Tuesday, March 28th. And one of the things I've been really leaning into lately is this idea of greatness being a set of pillars. But within that, there is a balance of mind, body, and spirit. We need those three things to stay connected to form the pyramid that we need to support our pursuit of excellence. If one of those starts to fall out of alignment, we find ourselves being able to do things, but the elite level of performance, the greatness, and the beyond is impossible. Right now, one of the things that I'm struggling with is the mind aspect. Not the learning piece, not the mindset. My mindset's really good. But more the focus, the discipline, I guess at this particular moment, maybe the purpose. I know what my purpose is, but I'm in a transitional phase. I'm halfway between a couple things, and that's causing my mind to try to focus on the change and not what I'm trying to accomplish here. And I don't think that's a bad thing at this particular moment because the transition is part of my growth. But it's interesting when certain things start to get distracted, it affects other things. We find these things to be detrimental to our growth, but at the end of the day, I think that learning how to deal with these ups and downs, these changes, the ebbs and flows of motivation, discipline, desire, purpose, all of these different words that we want to use. But when something doesn't fully align, how do you manage it? What do you do? How do you continue to move the ball forward? Because the truth is that I think we're always in a constant state of flux where we have to adjust and make changes. Right now, my mental state is struggling the most. I'm actually doing very well on the body side and the spiritual side. So I've got 2 out of the 3 going really well. But I noticed that because I've got this change coming, I've got this mind that's wandering and doing things that isn't necessarily focused on what I'm trying to build, what I'm trying to grow. I've had some less than stellar performances on my days. In the past, I probably would have beat myself up over that. But now I feel like the awareness of that lacking gives me an ability to kind of navigate that struggle a little differently. What area do you feel like you're struggling the most? Do you lack the mindset, the mind aspect? Are you not learning? Are you not focused? Do you not have discipline? Are you lost because you don't have your purpose? Do you struggle with the body aspect? Do you not get enough sleep? Are you stressed? Do you not work out? Do you need to lose weight? Or is it the spiritual side? And when I say spiritual, I don't necessarily mean a connection to God. I believe in God, but I know that not everybody does. But we have these connections internally that are deeper. And we can deepen and strengthen those connections through various methods: yoga, meditation, mindfulness, walks in the woods, in the wilderness, just being out in nature. There's a lot of different ways that we can go about connecting deeper to our spirituality. And it doesn't have to be religious, although in my opinion, I believe it's the strongest of all of the pieces. If you have a strong religious tie, your spirituality exponentially grows, and then you can train more with the other aspects. But we all tend to struggle in one of these as far as needing focus. It's rare that all three are perfectly aligned. Now, you can still have all three kind of working for you, but one of them is going to need a little more focus and a little more attention than the rest. For a while, I had the mind and the body going really well, but I had some spiritual lacking. What I've noticed in the past, too, is I've connected the mind and the spirituality, but I didn't pay attention to the body as much. I believe it's really hard to have all three going at the same time, especially if you're not aware of these shifts, the ebbs and the flows and the changes that happen over the course of your life. The biggest thing that I think you can learn how to do is to have a self-awareness check. From time to time, what is happening in your life? Where are you struggling? What direction do you need to go and change to help get everything back on track? Like I said, for right now, for me, it's the mind piece. There's a lot of things happening. I'm juggling a lot upstairs, which takes up a lot of bandwidth. And then what I've found is I've skipped on some tasks and some daily activities that I was hoping to continue to perform at a high level because I'm not all there. Now, the good news is I believe this is going to be a temporary situation because of once I get settled and change and this shift happens, I'll be back. And maybe for a while I can have all three of those rocking and rolling for a minute. But just like everything else, we will see changes. We will have ebbs and flows. We will have good days and bad days. Awareness and what you do with those good and bad days, I think, is going to ultimately allow you to get as far as you want to get. So take a look internally today. Within this pyramid, mind, body, and spirit, where is your sticking points? What aspect is affecting you negatively? And if you can start to rectify that, I promise you will see a change. Whether it's just going for a walk to get your body moving, maybe that's the first step to getting your body in alignment. I promise you will see a shift. You will see something happen to where the other two pieces start to elevate. And if it's the mind piece, figure out how to work through the problems. I'm aware of my situation, and I believe that helps. Yesterday I had a really good day. I was very focused. I got a lot of things done. But I know that because I have these other things going on, I have to be more vigilant with my preparation and what I'm trying to do on a daily to make sure that I am on point. So be aware of what's happening. Focus in on how you have to attack each of those situations. And over time, you can start to manipulate where you need to spend your energy. So I hope this one helps you a little bit today. I know that for a while there, I can see those changes happening in my life, and it was tough until I started to kind of put this all together. But I believe that we can all achieve that greatness if we can find that balance. As always, guys, keep reaching for the stars. Fall flat on your face, remember whenever we fall, always get up.
Thank you for joining us today on the Edge of Greatness podcast. If you haven't yet, please take a minute now to subscribe and review our show. Join us again next week as we continue to dig deeper into the key components of greatness. The path to greatness is never linear, so remember to keep pursuing greatness no matter what. Keep stretching your abilities, reach for the stars, and fall flat on your face. But remember, no matter what happens, whenever we fall, always get up. Until next time, I'm Charles Schultz, and this was the Edge of Greatness Podcast.